questions. What does it mean to not have a budget? That means that spending is perhaps out of control, with inflationary deficits adding to the cost of life and threatening our social programs in the future. That means there's no direct response to U.S. tariffs. That also means we don't have the possibility of approving major projects in order to create jobs. So a plan is needed, a plan to reduce the cost of living, protect jobs, and make us more sovereign from the Americans. And a plan equals a budget.
Yes.
If the Liberals do not put forward a budget, they don't indicate that they're going to do that in the coming weeks, will you support their tax cut?
I have to see what they're proposing. They, so far in the election campaign, they proposed a very small, very, very small savings. We think it should be a big savings. Canadians are vastly overtaxed after the last decade of Liberals. Right now, Canadians spend more on income tax, sales tax, and other taxes than they do on food, clothing, and shelter combined. So in our view, any tax cut is a good tax cut. But we always have to remember that there's a difference between what Liberals say and what Liberals do. So let's see what they do, and then I'll tell you what we'll do.
Right now, the plan is to have a 1% reduction of the lowest marginal tax rate, not too different from what the Conservatives were proposing on the election campaign.
Well,
if that is what is proposed and is what goes on paper in the Ways and Means motion, would the Conservatives support that, yes or no?
I never answer questions that start with if. We'll see what they do. But we support tax cuts. We are the party of tax cuts. And I've been talking about income tax cuts for years now. Our proposal was a 15% income tax cut for the average worker and senior that would save a couple up to $2,000. And we think that is the right way to go. But we'll always work with other parties to cut taxes for Canadians, because we believe that a dollar left in the hands of the person who earned it, including all of you, is better than a dollar in the hands of the politician or bureaucrat who taxed it.
Mr. Poilievre,
You said that you want to cooperate with the Liberals. But the proposals that you listed today, are those final, or are you willing to potentially modify them? Well, obviously there are always modifications in discussions. These are the Conservative priorities that we would like to work on with the other parties. If any adjustments are necessary to get them passed, then those will be made, because for me, it's the results that count.
Mr. Poilievre, is Stephen Guilbeault a threat to national unity in his current role as Minister of National Identity and Quebec Lieutenant?
Yes, he is. Absolutely. I mean, I just find it astonishing that Mr. Carney would appoint a man who says we don't need any pipelines built. The Liberals went around the country pretending they had changed their minds about pipelines after 10 years of blocking them. But now one of Mr. Carney's top ministers comes out and says we don't need any more pipelines, and that he would work to block those pipelines. He wants to block road construction. He's against nuclear power. He's against all forms of economic development. And that will be bad for the entire country, to be clear, but especially antagonistic to the resource-producing provinces like Saskatchewan and Alberta, who rightly feel that they have been mistreated by this lost Liberal decade. So what we see, we have Mr. Guilbeault, who wants to block resource development. We have Sean Fraser, who created the immigration crisis and then the housing crisis. A new housing minister yesterday who says he doesn't want housing costs to go down. Presumably he wants them to go up, like they did when he nearly tripled them as mayor of Vancouver. So what we're seeing is that in the last 48 hours of this Liberal government is looking a lot like the last 10 years of the Liberal government. What we need is a real change, a change so that we can bring home the country that we knew and loved, so that anyone who works hard gets a powerful paycheck, they can live in a nice, affordable home on a safe street, and we as Conservatives will work with anyone to bring home that Canada. Thank you very much.